CMC Communications Broadcasting, in proud association with CMCBroadcasting.com, is proud to bring you the state semifinal rounds of the American Legion State Championships here at Clear Creek Mallory Field. And we're already underway as pitch is coming in from the mound, and the League City Post 554 will be the home team tonight. At the plate from West Texas Pecos, the Bulldogs, is number 1 hole batter Lance Watson. He's the second baseman wearing number 12. Big kid to lead off the table setting for the team. In the one spot, he's got a 1-0 count. Pitch coming in, swung on and missed, will be a strike. 1-1 the count to Lance Watson. Pecos from West Texas is wearing black jerseys. They've got a kind of a burnt yellow numerical and lettering composition to the color. And by the way, you might say they look a little bit like the Pittsburgh Pirates with some of the way their uniform ensemble looks. The League City Post 554 really wonderfully adorned once again. Last night they had a scarlet, as you would say in the United States Marine Corps, scarlet, never red, scarlet jersey. Tonight they've got a nice looking Superman blue, if you remember the old DC Superman comic strip. Pitch coming in, what a curveball. Well, that's going to be strike 3. Suddenly you got a 1 and a 1, a 1 and 2, and a 1, 2, 3. He's out of there. So Lance Watson goes down with a KO. Pitching on the mound for the League City Post 554 Wildcats is Preston Plavanich. Now this kid just threw an Uncle Charlie so nice even Aunt Bertha liked it. Struck out the number 1 hole batter, Lance Watson. Now 2 hole batter Seth Olguin has stepped into the fray. Batting up from the starboard side, third baseman wearing number 1. Big kick and pitch. Another curveball sinking down low for ball 2. Plavanich came in last night late in the game, although last year for the state champion Post 554 League City team, Plavanich was the most valuable player of the state tournament. And I can see why. He's been playing just about every position. He's a 5-tool player, and here he is on the mound. 1-2, big kick. Upstairs into the attic will come ball 2. So twin deuces, the count just underway. 6 p.m. batter ups. They've got a nice, tidy organization out here with Commander Chris Smith and Mr. Ed Majors from the American Legion all over the state converging here in League City. Wonderful group of gentlemen. Next offering outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and they're right on time. 9 in the morning, 6 p.m. 9 in the morning, 6 p.m. And they have the undercard games occurring earlier in the day. Swinging. Olguin drills one into center, but coming over to pick the apple out of the tree for League City. And making that out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Nate Martinez steps up to the plate now. Martinez, shortstop, wearing number 2, batting in the 3 hole. 2 up and 2 down. If Lake City wins tonight, they move straight to the state final tomorrow at 6. Here's the pitch, swinging, missing, strike 1. Edinburgh was defeated a little bit earlier today by Texarkana, and Edinburgh is, unfortunately for that proud team, out of the mix. Connected on, it's going to be rolled down to third, where John Snyder is holding down the fort at the hot corner. Denicola is behind the plate for League City. He played first yesterday. So like I said, Coach Oliver's players are 5-tool kids, utility players all. Here's the rock. Check swing, goes up into the attic for a ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Plavanich is really bending those curves out there. This kid has got the motion. He's got good control. He's got 2 up and 2 down. Life is good when you're well begun, half done. Here's the stretch. That's down low for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. Charles McCulley, along with Mason Pratt. And at beautiful Mallory Field, here's the full windup. Again, down into the cellar will come ball 2. So deuces across the board now. We'll make that a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. First full count for Plavonic. Let's see if he can get the pitcher's payoff. He'll bring it in quickly, connected on. That's a base hit, 12 o'clock high, right over the keystone. So Nate Martinez hits a seeing eye ground ball to center and will reach with the first base hit of the game. That'll bring Sam Robertson to the plate, wearing number 19.
Now batting for West Texas. Playing first base, number 19, Samuel Robertson.
Sam Robertson's the first baseman, wearing number 19, batting in the cleanup spot. And he's the first left-hander in the lineup. And he's built just like the specifications require for the 4-hole. It's like he's on the offensive line for the West Texas football team. You pick your community out there with presenting fine athletes like these youngsters to the local post of American Legion. And you're bringing the best in the state right here for this state championship. 1-0 the pitch. Down low will be a ball. 2 balls and no strikes is the count. So Nate Martinez, the 3-hole batter, is on board at first as he rips a bouncing Betty into center. Looking for a green light to advance. We've got 2 outs. Watson KO'd, and Seth Olguin flew out to center. Plavonic deals from the deck. That's a little bit south of Saskatoon for ball 3, and I believe we'll have a crippled count now. 3-0. I have no doubt that Plavonic will likely bring this one right down Highway 3 with a speeding ticket. Eyeing first, Plavonic will deal again. That's going to be a 4-pitch walk. So suddenly, 2 up and 2 down are followed by 2 gentlemen presented on board. One an earned base runner, the other free of charge. Nate Martinez singled, is out at second. Now as Sam Robertson walks, and that brings 5-hole batter. Alex Gonzalez, the designated hitter, batting, by the way, for Chris Soto, who wears number 4. Gonzalez, the designated hitter, will be followed by Alex Arcides if he can arrive at the plate. So we'll go back to the starboard side of the deck now as another right-handed batter, Alex Gonzalez in the 5 spot. See what he can do to face down Plavonic on the mound for the League City Post 554 Wildcats, we like to call them. Pitch coming in. That'll be a fastball. He jugs that one in probably close to 90 miles an hour for strike 1 call. Just when I thought I wasn't sure this youngster had the same fastball as Jekyll last night, proved me wrong. And here is the stretch and the pitch. It's going to be down low as we've got third swiped by Nate Martinez, who sets himself up in deep scoring position. So now we've got runners at the corners as Sam Robertson held the fort over at first. The base on balls. Martinez is over at third, looking for a green light to come in. Here's the rock and pitch. That's going to be a called strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Stepping back up into the box, Alex Gonzalez, designated hitter. Alec Arcides is on deck center fielder wearing number 6. Again, runners at the corners. We have no score. We're in the top of the first inning of play. State semifinal American Legion baseball. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed is going to be strike 3. Sometimes it's not how many strikeouts you get. It's when you get them. That was a clutch K with his out pitch, that high curve. So well done as the West Texas Pecos Bulldogs leave 2 men on, collect 1 base knock but no runs, and no errors on the part of League City. So we've gone through 1/2 inning of play. And League City will come to bat with no score. So we thank our sponsors who make our broadcast happen. And we're so proud to tell you about them indeed. And they include Strickland Chevrolet over in Pearland. Strickland Chevrolet, strictly speaking, C.L. Strickland and the staff have been in business since 1955. Strickland Chevrolet, proud to salute all of our area youth for Without them, our future would be a lot bleaker than it is, but we've got some fine, fine youngsters. And Strickland Chevrolet is there to back them all. Strickland Chevrolet since 1955, 281-997-5100. We thank Britton McLean and all the staff at McLean Trailers, which is located at 7203 Cowart Street in Houston. We build our own brand of boating trailers that can take yachts and scoot them around all over the upper Texas coast and more. It's Britton McLean and all the staff at McLean Boat Trailers. We take this opportunity to thank Mark Eikenberry and the staff of Outlaw Gun Training for Women. Mark Eikenberry, phone 832-423-3702. Ages 21 and up, you'll get a certified handgun license with excellent training right here in League City. Mark Eikenberry, 832-423-3702. And it's WNB Media with my friend Bill Alsobrook, veteran of the U.S. Army Rangers from the Gulf War. Phone 919-259-3118 right here in League City. WNB Media. That's W as in Bill Alsobrook and his wife Beverly Media, where they can handle and take your business to the next level. Okay. League City now steps up to the plate. And Austin Adams is at the plate batting from the port side. First pitch coming in. It's a little changeup that comes in upstairs for ball one. Adams wearing number 22 for League City. And next offering, swung on. Big Bill Chopper over to second, fielded cleanly, off balance throw to first just in time for out number one. Austin got a good rip at that ball, however. High fastball. Pitching out on the mound is Christopher Soto, wearing number 4. And he is a fine, fine right-hander. And it was a nicely fielded play out at second by Lance Watson as he guns it right on over to first baseman Seth Olguin. At the plate now for League City. As the pitch coming in connected on, there's a high fly ball into center field, circling under it and taking it down for out number 2 will be Alex Arcides for F8 Express. And
now batting for League City, the catcher, number 25, Harrison Denicola.
Harrison Denicola steps up to the plate now. He played first base and did a fine job last night for League City, helped pacing them to their victory. Now he's behind the plate, but he's still batting in the 3 hole. First pitch coming in off the arm of Soto will be down low for a ball. 1-0 the count. We got 2 up and 2 down. Austin Adams grounded out to second, followed by a big fly out to center, connected on. There's a rip down the left field line. That's going to be a line single to left, dancing like a bug on a rug out there. Nicely handled by Harrison Denicola. A little bit of Wee Willie Keeler hitting them where they ain't hitting. He did hit it, and they weren't there. Nice piece of hitting.
The batter is the first baseman, number 41, Jordan Gunter.
And that brings Jordan Gunter to the plate, who scored twice last night, a 14-2 thrashing that the League City Wildcats administered to Edinburgh, who was defeated earlier today by Texarkana and is now out of the double elimination in the state championships. Here's the pitch coming in to Gunter. It'll be outside for ball one. On deck will be number 21, John Snyder, whose proud grandfather, Mr. Canton, like in Canton, Ohio, is down in the stands tonight, or Canton, Mississippi, for that matter. Running over at first is Harrison Denicola with a line single to left. At the plate, Gunter looking for his pitch. He can turn on it. Here's the rock connected on. That's going to be fouled over the left side. And we'll have 1 ball, 1 strike. We got 2 away. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning of play. League City. Post 554, the League City Wildcats are the home team this afternoon and going into early evening. Denicola at first with about a 3-step lead. Soto deals from the deck. Low and outside will come ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Snyder on deck. Both Gunter and Snyder between the two of them. Back that whole wood hole of 3, 4, and 5. Denicola, Gunter, and Snyder were very effective in producing a lot of runs. But I'll tell you what, it was the 9 hole with Ryan, who hit a 2-run humdinger over the Amagi bank sign in left field, and then, with the bases loaded, clocked a triple into the right center power alley that dusted them all in off the pond. Responsible for 5 of those 14 runs last night. High infield pop over at third. Now go ahead and bring it in for out number 3. So League City, no runs, 1 hit, 1 young man left on board. Nice play over there at third by Seth O'Gean. And we're going to go to the top of the second inning of play. And the League City post 554 Wildcats are still on the Schneider, but then again, so is West Texas. CMC Communications Broadcasting bringing you this action right here at cmcbroadcasting.com, reminding you it's going to be football season. I can't believe it, in just about a month from now. And in the last 6 years, we've been on KPRC Houston AM 950 and Sports Talk 790 with all of our local high school football games and the best teams in the state right around here in the greater Houston area. I'll tell you a little bit about the Pecos, Texas Outlaws. They're post 460, the post 460. Their manager is Israel Campos, and many of them come from not necessarily the Trans-Pecos region, but from out west of Austin. And they're post representatives of post 460, American Legion, wearing black and kind of a burnt yellow. I want to thank our sponsors who make our broadcast happen. They include Johnny White, State Farm Insurance. State Farm is there for America the way Johnny White is there for League City. Phone 281-333-5050. Johnny White, State Farm Insurance. Dana Industrial Group proudly supports the United States veterans and American Legion Baseball. I want to thank my good friend A.J. Dana of DanaIndustrialGroup.com in LaPorte. Dana Industrial Group, a proud supporter of our broadcast this evening and of League City Post 554. First pitch coming in off the arm of Plavanic to Alex Arcides. 6, 7, and 8 holes will bat up 1, 2, 3 spots this frame, and has a brushbacker that careens off his bat. So 0-1 the count, a foul ball technically. Next pitch comes in, a low sinker. It's going to be 1 ball and now 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Big kick and pitch, down low for a ball. Again, the League City, post 554 Wildcats, we call them, on our broadcast. A brilliant blue jersey with white numbers, white pantaloons, blue stockings, and very nice blue caps with white LC logo and red bills. Connected on, that's going to be drilled right over to first base. No problem on the toe tapper. And it's Gunter holding down the fort over at first. And unassisted first baseman's ground out.
Catcher number 16, Ryan Stevens.
And 7-hole batter Ryan Stevens steps up to the plate, the catcher. We have no score. As you go further down the batting order, the kids for West Texas get a little bit larger. First pitch comes in, it'll be a called strike, 1-0 the count. Standing back deep in the box massaging that strike zone. Next pitch comes in outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. The state champion, which will be determined in this broadcast, or by the way, I should say this week, and we will be broadcasting connected on. That'll be lifted foul over the right side. That's liable to land over in one of the world's greatest concession booths here at Clear Creek Wildcat Jim Mallory Field. Right in somebody's nachos and cheese over there. 1-2 the count. Plavanich with a big kick. Oh, that's a pretty strike 3 call, and the umpire makes it theatrically known that that's what happened. That's the 3rd strikeout already. In 9 batters faced, or not quite 9.
Number 17, Brian Bippert.
Right fielder Brian Bippert steps up to the plate, wearing number 17. 7 batters faced, 3 of them have been struck out. Young Plavanich getting the job done out on the mound so far as the first offering to Bippert. It'll be down low for a ball. And Chris Soto, the pitcher, will not be in the batting lineup. We'll go back to the top with Lance Watson. Okay. Rick Perkins, by the way, is behind home plate. He's the home plate umpire. We've got Rudy Gonzalez out in the infield. Next offering comes in, and that is going to be strike 3. My goodness. So Bippert fans, so 8 batters faced, 4 of them struck out, and no runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down this time. And we're going to move to the bottom of the 2nd inning of play, and League City still trying to get off the deck, but then again, they haven't allowed West Texas to get off the deck either. And League City will bat up number 21, John Snyder, one of the backbones of our League City Post 554 Wildcat team, as we begin the bottom of this 2nd inning of play, as we thank our sponsors who make our broadcast happen, including Hometown Banks. My friend Jimmy Rasmussen is the president. Hometown Banks, equal housing lender, member FDIC. We've got locations in Galveston, 2 locations, Friendswood, Alvin, and of course right here in League City, and a new location in Manville, soon to open one in Pearland. Hometown Banks are an equal housing lender, member Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Mitchell Dale and the staff at McCree Ford. Mitchell Dale's grandfather, Frank McCree, landed at Normandy Beach, survived that mayhem, and came back in 1945 and founded McCree Ford in 1946. Can you believe that? That's the story. Mitchell Dale is his grandson and is carrying on the family tradition of excellence for Ford Dealing out in Dickinson. 281-337-1529. It's McCree Ford. Integrity is our middle name. So John Snyder steps up to the plate now for the League City Wildcats. Out on the mound for West Texas is Gonzalez. Pitch coming in. Into the attic will come ball 1. Snyder wearing number 24. Next pitch comes in a little bit inside, and it'll be ball 2. Snyder with a great batting eye and a real star for the Santa Fe Indians, who went to the state quarterfinals in high school baseball action. We followed them all the way through their pairing against College Station, who went on to lose the state final in Round Rock just about a month and a half ago. Next pitch, nicks the low and in corner for strike 1. The 2-1 already coming in, swung on, and it's going to be just about tipped off inside the batting circle for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to John Snyder. We have no score. And Snyder is the 5-spot batter in the lineup for League City. The next offering, swinging. That's going to be drilled down over to third. Off-balance throw after a wonderful fielding job and a Gold Glove Hoover over there at the hot corner. Boy, that was nicely done by Seth Olgain. Can't get too much better than that, and no one would have begrudged him if somehow he was not able to have contained that bouncing Betty and not been able to do anything with it had it been rung up a hit. Wow. He literally robbed a base knock from Snyder.
The shortstop, number 14, Garrett Poston.
We now bring you the 6-hole batter, Garrett Poston, for the League City Wildcats. He's the shortstop. Batting up from the port side. First pitch coming in, connected on. Drills it into right field. I don't know if the yard will hold it. It's gone. Wow. Garrett Poston just takes the opening pitch, turns on it like a turbine, and just drills it completely out of here. It's a gopher bomb over the right field fence. And we've got a 1-0 game. And Poston will post up right at home plate. And home run, Garrett Poston. It's the bottom of the League City batting order that's been doing an awful lot of the heavy lifting for this team.
Number 17, Cody Plowman.
Plowman can plow the road too. And he's going to step up now in the 7-0. Fine right fielder in his own right. But Poston pulled that ball from the left side of the plate, jacked it over the right field fence. Next offering comes in, it's going to be low out for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a screaming line drive home run, too. Landed probably right over there in the softball field. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball. So we've got a 2-0 count. Stepping back up into the box. Gonzalez on the mound for West Texas. He's trying to massage that strike zone, doing a pretty Jim Dandy good job. Throws one low and in for a ball 3. He's got a 3-ball, 1-strike count now. Moving quickly in a big stretch. That'll be strike 2, fills the count up. It's not taking a lot of time between paces, not a lot of deliberation between his deliveries. He's just bringing it. Here's the rock. Check swing. The call down, no ring-a-ding-ding. The appellate court justice at first, also known as Rudy Gonzalez, says, nope, that's a ball. So over at first is Cody Plowman, and that'll bring Drew Shaver to the plate, who, I'm going to tell you what, Shaver crushed a humdinger last night. Can you believe that? Looks like he goes about maybe 5'11" and 120 pounds. But I'm going to tell you, he hits 4 times his body weight, and he's got power like a bullwhip. Here's the rock connected on. There's a little wrinkle on over to third. Fielder's choice will nail the first base runner, Plowman. Drew Shaver, by the way, is the designated hitter for League City. So he will reach on a fielder's choice over to first, on a 5-4 fielder's choice.
Now batting number 1, the second baseman, David Reyna.
Home run, David Reyna steps up now. This kid almost hit for the cycle last night. Swung on a missed strike 1. I mean, he crushed, first of all, a ginormous home run, an atom bomb blast over the left field fence that brought in 2. And then he ripped a humpback line drive into right center with the bases juiced and brought all the ducks in off the pond. He wound up at third with a triple, responsible personally for 5 of League City's 14 runs last night. The 9-0 batter. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for a ball. Good batting eye. 1 ball and 1 strike for David Reyna. On deck will be 1-hole batter Austin Adams again as we'll begin the second team batter round for League City. And we've got 2 outs. Gonzalez with a whip scorpion stinger over to first. Not quite in time. Whoops, they almost got him. Plowman with almost a bad lean. Just gets back in time. And first baseman with a swipe tag almost in time. And he tries it one more time. As waiting his next offering with a 2-ball, 1-strike count is David Reina. State semifinal, high school all-star summer American Legion baseball action connected on a big bill chopper over the left side. Foul ball, and we got one of those screaming into your dugout. That'll get you up in the morning, I'll tell you. Just missed getting in there and dancing around. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. We got 2 away, and we have a 1-0 game. League City on top with a solo home run blast by Garrett Poston in this inning. Here's the rock. That's going to be outside for ball 3, filling the count up. Gonzalez is a control pitcher. He has thrown 1 walk. This is his 9th batter faced. He has not issued a strikeout yet. He's given up 2 hits, but one of them was costly, and that was the humdinger over the right field fence to Poston. Doesn't have overwhelming prepossessing speed, but he's got good control, swinging. And there's the strikeout he's been looking for. And as I say so frequently, it's not how many strikeouts you get, it's when you get them. He sure got one there, and it counted that particular juncture. And we'll thank our good friends who make our broadcast happen. Sponsors that make our presentations possible. Without them, we couldn't be on the air, and they most definitely include Buddy's gun training and firearms training, especially for ladies. If you're 21 years of age and older, Buddy Fabian at 832-329-9439, holding classes over on Kansas Street in South Houston, 832-329-9439, formerly with the CIA. Buddy Fabian salutes all of our veterans and gives a 20% discount to veterans and their families. Buddy Fabian, proud to have called the local American Legion Post and offered his best, and offering a 20% discount for his firearms training and handgun license for especially young ladies 21 years of age and older. And again, that number is 832-329-9329. Well, welcome to the top of the 3rd inning of play. Beginning his 3rd inning of work is Preston Plavanich. And he will face the 9-1-2 holes, 1-2-3 spots this frame. Chris Soto, the left fielder, is the 9-spot batter. And he will see if he can help advance West Texas's cause and get off the Schneider. It's a 1-0 ball game. And Plavanich prepares to offer the first pitch. Swung on and missed strike 1. Just nothing but high heat that time.
The left fielder, number 4, Chris Soto.
Pecos, Texas. Post 460. They are the Pecos, Texas Outlaws. The Pecos, Texas Outlaws. Next offering comes in, and it'll be ball 1. 1 low and in, 1 up and out. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed a strike 2. Went fishing with nothing to bite on that up and out corner. Plavanich out on the mound again, was the most valuable player in last year's state tournament. Connected on, right back to the mound, and a 1-3 fastball over to first baseman Gunter. Retires Soto for the first out of the top of the 3rd inning of play. We now welcome Lance Watson to the plate to begin the 2nd team bat around for the Pecos Outlaws.
back to the top of the order with the second baseman, number 12, Lance Watson.
Watson struck out in his first plate appearance. First pitch comes in, changeup, missing down low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Bright, brilliant sunshine getting on toward the 7 o'clock hour. Here in deep southeast Texas, here's the full windup, swinging. That one will leave the building, but it will go left of the foul pole. So we've got 1-2 the count, I believe. Preparing his next offering on the mound, Plavonic, moving a little bit slower between deliveries now. Next pitch, swung on, just gets it back foul. It'll be a stay alive strike, 2-1 ball. 1-2 the count. So we've got a brilliant blue with white numbers and trim white pantaloons for League City, and a Pittsburgh Pirate-style black and gold ensemble. Black jerseys and stockings, white pantaloons for Pecos. Check swing, goes down low, it'll be ball 2. 2-2 is the count. Again, we've got Rick Perkins behind the plate. Just proud to donate their time for American Legion Baseball. Connected on, goes right up through the box. Second baseman's got it, but he's going to register a leg hit. And that'll be the second base hit of the game for Pecos. And Watson rips it right up 12 o'clock high over the Keystone. And it was a nice job coming over to keep it from getting past him for Reyna over at second. Stepping back into the box now is going to be number 1, Seth Olguin, who hit a long fly ball to center and hit it about 370 feet out there. It was taken down in dead red center. Here's the full windup. Be down low for a ball. So obviously Pecos from the West Texas Post 460, the Pecos Outlaws from West Texas, can swing that bat and make the connections. Here's the 1-0. Swinging right up over the box into center, and that's a mean, wicked line drive that just cascades over the head of Plavonic out on the mound, screaming right at him at about 200 miles an hour. Humpback liner lands in short center for another base knock. So that's 2 base hits in a row. That'll bring Nate Martinez to the plate, who collected a base knock in his first plate appearance with a little ground ball right up over the Keystone. So you don't get to the state semifinal in any categorization of baseball play. If you're talking about the major leagues, talking about high school play, talking about American Legion, without knowing that you've got the confidence to come back and really hit that ball, and that's what the Pecos Outlaws are bringing here now. They're threatening for the first time. With 1 away and 2 men on, they're both earned base runners. First pitch comes in. It's going to sink south of the border for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. And at the plate is Nate Martinez, who's 1 for 1, collected a Bouncin' Betty single in his first plate appearance. Sam Robertson, the cleanup batter, will bat from the left side. He walked in his first plate appearance and was left stranded in the top of the first. Here's the full windup. Called strike 1. 1-1 is the count. Israel Campos is the manager for League City Post 554. Eyeing first, eyeing second. Moving to the plate, heading down to third, and here's the throwdown. They may possibly get him. No, he's safe. Not caught stealing is Lance Watson. And this time, to go with the stolen base from second to third that Pecos achieved an inning ago, the first base runner also steals second. So now both runners are in scoring position. Watson is over at third, Olguin at second, and Martinez at the plate. And Pecos, for the first time, is threatening. More than they have with only 1 out. It's a 1-0 lead so far for League City. Eyeing second, eyeing the plate. Full windup, stretch and pitch. Connected on. There's a long fly ball out to center. Tagging up to come into the pay station and tie this game up is going to be Watson. We've got two out on the line out to center for Nate Martinez, but the sacrifice fly ball brings in Lance Watson, and we now have a 1-1 tie game. Now we bring Sam Robertson to the plate. Cleanup hitter's dream is to be on base and see if he can increase his slugging percentage. Almost always, your 3, 4, or 5 hole batters in your Woodhull stock on any team are going to be high slugging percentage hitters, maybe 600-700% when they've got runners on base. Robertson is doubtlessly one of those youngsters, batting up from the left side, and he will try to see if he can turn the key here and put the ignition to go ahead as the lead runner is out on at second in the form of Seth Olguin, who did not advance, by the way, when Watson came in from the hot corner to serve up run number 1 for Pecos at the hot plate. We got a tie game 1-1. Charles McCullough here with you. We'll be back for the state final game tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. 1-0. Swung on and missed. 9-iron golf swing, but nothing but ozone. It'll be strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stepping back in the box, Sam Robertson. Big kid, about 6'2", 6'3", 240. Next offering, that's going to be a called strike 2. Rick Perkins puts the theatricality into issuing the strikes and the balls. 1 and 2. That adds that traditional zest for fans watching a baseball game. 1 and 2, 2 away, full windup. Swinging, but he just gets a piece of the ball, knocks it back to the backstop. It'll be a stay alive strike, 2 and 1 ball. 2 outs. Out at second is Seth Olguin, looking for a green light to head down to third. I'll tell you what, Pecos came a long way. They crossed miles and miles of Texas, to use the good old Asleep at the Wheel song, which actually is a remake of a Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys tune. Sent back up in the box. They came all the way from West Texas, way over here to the Gulf Coast for this state championship. They didn't come here for nothing. They want to try to win. League City, though's the team to beat. League City post 554. Connected on pace of back foul, stay alive, strike 2, 1 ball. Is the defending state champion. League City won it last year. And by the way, this is the 90th year of American Legion baseball play. In 1926, Decatur, Texas won the state championship in American Legion. The Aiders from Decatur. I'm not sure if that's what they were called, but rings nice. The Aider from Decatur. Stepping back into the box, Sam Robertson trying to get a pitch that he can hit. 2 away. Plavonic trying to strike him out. Here's the 1-2. Won't that time. That's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes now as another changeup sinks a little bit south of the border. In his first 9 batters faced, Plavonic struck out 4 and gave up no runs and only 1 hit. He's having a little bit more of a tough sledding in these first 4 batters facing the second team bat around. Hit and run in effect, and it's picked up by Plavonic. Throw to first is in time for out number 3, as Olguin had already spotted himself right up at the hot corner. As soon as Plavonic took the ball, dropped it, picked it back up, and fastballed it over to first. 1-3 to Gunter to retire Robertson. But not before. West Texas, the Pecos Outlaws. Score 1 run, 2 hits. They leave 1 young man left on board. We've gone through the top of the 3rd inning of play, 2.5 innings to be exact. And our score remains, or now is tied up, 1-1. We thank our sponsors who make our broadcast happen, and they most assuredly include Jason White and all of the staff at Dixie Safe and Lock in the old ugly blue and red building, Broadway and 45 in Houston. We've been in business since 1943. We've got those bomb-proof safes, combination safes, key lock safes, but we can also go to your bank, your petrochemical firm, your auto dealership, anywhere you've got a business and you want digital, high-tech, 21st century solutions, virtual solutions. We can do everything for you at Dixie Safe and Lock, at Dixie Lock, DIXIELOCK.com. Okay.
Leading off for Lake City in the bottom of the third inning is the left fielder, number 22,
Austin Adams steps up to the plate to lead off the beginning of the second team bat-around for Lake City. The Wildcats got a 1-1 tie working against the Pecos Outlaws in this state semifinal American Legion baseball contest. Austin Adams at the plate, grounded out to second in his first plate appearance. Batting up from the left side, here's the pitch. Two-seam fastball comes in just a little bit outside for a ball. Here's the next pitch. It'll be down low for ball two. Out on the mound, Gonzalez hurling for Pecos. Right-handed pitcher, not prepossessing overwhelming speed, but he's a pretty good control pitcher. The next offering down low for ball three now. It's crippled count 3-0. We'll have to try to bring this one down two-seam style, right down Highway 3, or he will do what he just did, a four-pitch base on balls to Austin Adams. So our table setter gets on board with no outs.
Lake City, the center fielder, number 9, Jack Kelly.
And that'll bring Jack Gelly to the plate. Center fielder. I was remarking last night what a great name that is for a two-hole batter on any team. Jack Kelly. Machine Gun Jack Kelly. Pitch coming in upstairs for a ball. 1-0 is the count. This particular baseball team is comprised of youngsters from Texas City, Clear Creek High School, but also Santa Fe High School. And we've got some really fine youngsters on this ball club. Next offering comes in down low for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes is the count. On deck is Harrison DeNicola, who ripped a rope to right and reached with a single in his first plate appearance. 2-0. Next offering down low for a ball. And Gonzalez, if he keeps throwing those big old fat beach balls to these League City hitters, it's going to be a problem as we move forward. Next offering finds the strike zone. For strike one, 3-1 is the count. Kelly at the plate looks over to Coach Oliver in the third base box. And here's the next pitch. Did that hit the batter? Yes. So we've got a hit by pitch, and Kelly will head down to first. It was ball 4 just the same. And now, quicker than you can say, Bob's your uncle, Betty's your aunt. 2 League City Wildcats are on board, free of charge. We now welcome Harrison DeNicola to the plate. Heading out to the mound to have a vigorous conversation with his battery mate, his catcher Ryan Stevens, number 16, for Pecos, the Pecos Outlaws, heading back down behind the dish. Well, this team came a long way. Just can't get over it. It's about 600 miles of Texas. Come all the way over to the Gulf Coast. That's the commitment of American Legion Baseball. Kids, parents, coaches, fans. Here's the pitch down low for a ball. By the way, should League City do what they did last year and win the state championship, they would go to Conway, Arkansas, to commence the first leg of what would be the regional championships, which are on the way to the national championships, which, by the way, will be held in North Carolina this year. North Carolina. What a beautiful state to have a baseball national championship. Wow. North Carolina. If you've seen that movie with Clint Eastwood, The Curve, set in North Carolina. All the beautiful ball fields, big old tall loblolly pines. Looks just like East Texas. 2-0 is the count. And at the plate, Harrison Denicola, next offering comes in, swung on. He just flat out missed that one. Boy, he sure took a herky-jerk swing at it, though. He gave it all he had. There just wasn't anything there to connect with at that particular time. Wait for the next pitch. So it's a 21 count. We've got a 1-1 tie. Clear Creek's got two youngsters on board. Adams at second, Kelly at first. Both walkaboards. Here's the pitch. Passed ball, everybody will advance. Although it hit the backstop, bounced all the way back out to Gonzalez on the mound practically, but there really wasn't anything you could do with it. So now, a passed ball offers League City the gift of having two kids in scoring position now. Austin Adams, the one-hole batter, sets a pretty good table now with no outs at third. His two-hole batter is out at second, Jack Kelly. Harrison Denicola, if he can reach, he singled in his first plate appearance, and he's way ahead of the count, 3-1. Here's the pitch, swinging. That'll be strike two. That'll be a full count. That could load the bases. Last night, League City loaded the bases 3 times, and each time they did that, it was a death sentence of runs that they produced against Edinburgh last night, the Edinburgh Bulldogs, winding up with a 14-2 shellacking of the Proud Dogs, who headed back to Edinburgh, Texas already even now, as they lost to Texarkana earlier today. Strike 3 comes in. Well, persistence pays off in the end. Gonzalez collects his second strikeout of the game. Not a moment too soon, by the way.
Number 41, Gunter.
As he strikes out Harrison Denicola with a nice two-seam fastball. So Jordan Gunter steps up to the plate. Gunter having a conversation with Rudy Perkins, the umpire, tonight. You've got Gunter and Snyder and Poston. Right up behind him, Poston posted a home run, which might still be preparing to enter Earth orbit. I mean, he jacked it over the right field fence just in the last inning. And we're in the bottom of the second inning now, or the bottom of the third inning, excuse me. Runners on second and third. As heading out to second on a 1-4 wheel around is Gonzalez. Now pay attention to the batter. Gunter at the plate. Popped out to third in his first plate appearance. Here's the full windup, down low for a ball. And we've got one out. John Snyder on deck grounded out to third. And then Poston down in the hole collected the solo home run. We are tied at 1-1 as some nifty hitting on the part of Pecos tied things up in the top of this inning. We're in the bottom of the third inning of play now. Next offering comes in, it'll be ball 2 outside. 2-0 is the count. 1 run on 3 hits for Pecos. 1 run on 2 hits for League City, but League City is threatening with 2 youngsters on board, both in scoring position, second and third. Austin Adams over at the hot corner, Kelly out at the keystone. Here's the pitch to Gunter. That's going to be down low for ball 3 and a crippled count. Now, if Gunter reaches first, either by walk or otherwise, that would load the bases with only 1 out, and it would really make it likely that Clear Creek or League City here at Clear Creek High School and Mallory Ballfield could go on a scoring bonanza. That's going to be strike 1, though. Nice curveball comes in, easy peasy, just kind of floats on in there like an ephus. Gunter takes it looking. So 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 away. Tied 1-1, bottom of the third. Full windup. Swinging. That's going to head over to short. We're going to come home with it, and he is safe. That was otherwise a play that had the right kind of logistics and the ballistics. It just did not have the execution. The shortstop made a nice stop on that ball, Nate Martinez, but when he threw it in, it was a little bit ahead of home plate. Ryan Stevens had to stretch and pulled his foot off the bag, and as a result, Austin Adams comes in and plates the go-ahead run for League City. It's now a 2-1 lead with one away. And over at first with the fielder's choice is Jordan Gunter on a 6-2 fielder's choice. That's going to bring John Snyder to the plate, and he's been overdue a long ball for so long you could draw interest on it at Moody National Bank in Galveston. First pitch, pass ball. They're going to try to come into the pay station successfully. So coming in is going to be Jack Kelly, who was hit by a pitch. That's 2 unearned runs now that have come in for League City. And Kelly makes it 3-1 League City. All while Snyder is standing there waiting for for the second pitch at his at-bat. Heading down to second is Gunter, and he's in scoring position now. So we've already had a productive inning, very much so, in this bottom of the third for League City. Check swing for Snyder, goes into the attic, but ball 2. Had a chance to talk to John last night, and his grandmother, Mrs. Canton, was listening to us over in Santa Fe. Mrs. Canton, he's a fine young man. Here's the 2-0. Into the attic will come ball 3. He will be a Alvin Community College Dolphin this coming baseball season. That's a pretty good startup program for young ball players that can take it to the next level. And Snyder's got a lot of talent, a lot of places he can go, as do all the kids on this post-554 team. Here's the 3-0. Connected on, ground ball chopper over to short, fielded cleanly. The throw over to first is overthrown. Coming in for run number 4 is going to be Gunter. And out to second on a little E6 overthrow first is going to be Mr. Snyder. And I'll tell you, it's those little errors that'll get you every time. First error of the game results in a score for League City. It is now 4-1. They've scored 3 runs now in this bottom of the third inning of play. And as a matter of fact,
Number 14, Garrett Poston.
They've done it on no hits. League City has not produced a single base knock in this inning. Stepping up now is going to be Garrett Post. I remember Ted Williams, the splendid splinter in 1949, was quoted as saying, "It doesn't matter if it's an earned or an unearned run. If they come in to home plate and score, ain't nobody the next day going to remember whether it was an E or an un-E." It's just that if you win, you win. Boy, he's right about that. And that's from arguably potentially the greatest hitter of all time. All right. It's 4-1. We've got a confab out on the mound as Rick Perkins, the home plate umpire. So I get a chance to see for the first time the interesting head wrap that is worn by umps behind their underneath their helmet, their own protective helmet gear. Thank goodness for protective gear. Okay, for Lake City now, home run Garrett Poston steps up. Solo blast in the bottom of the second inning of play brought League City and the game itself the first run. First pitch comes in on that low and out corner is going to be a ball. Excuse me, a strike. 0-1 is the count. League City scores 3 runs on no hits in this bottom of the third inning of play so far. Connected on, there's a rope into left center, coming over on a 2-trick pony to haul it in and doing a pretty good job at it. Will be left fielder for Pecos, Chris Soto. That's 2 away, and stepping up to the plate For League City will be Cody Plowman, who reached with a base on balls in his first plate appearance.
That brings up the right fielder, number 17, Cody Plowman.
And then Drew Shaver, who hit a mammoth home run blast, is on deck. If he can arrive at the plate, he bounced into a 5-4 fielder's choice and reached in his last plate appearance. Pitch coming in. Brushbacker inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. John Snyder out at second. Reaching first on an overthrow of the bag on an E6 throw over to first and then wound up at second. He's looking for a green light to advance. We've got 2 outs. The 2-0 count to Cody Plowman. Gonzalez deals from the deck. It'll be outside for ball 3. Gonzalez has a propensity to do what Jekyll did pretty frequently for League City last night. That is to fall behind sometimes with a cripple count, a 3-0, and then he'll start filling it back up again. Jekyll was very adept at that last night, finally finishing with 7 strikeouts on a 14-2 blowout of Edinburgh. And there we come with a strike 1, 3-1 with a 2-seam fastball. It's not as if Gonzalez has no speed. When he wants to, he can throw probably a low 80s fastball and has a nice curve there, but unfortunately for him, it's a ball 4. Plowman walks for his second plate appearance, so he has yet to officially make one. But he heads over to first.
2 on brings up the designated hitter, number 5, Drew Shaver.
And that's going to bring Drew Shaver, who looks like he gives the deceptive appearance of probably not being able to bench press a quarter of his body weight. But, boy, he's got some power, as he definitely cranked one over the left field fence that probably landed in the Whataburger and somebody's milkshake across the way last night. Here's the pitch, as we got a gun down over to first and heading down to third as the overthrow once again into right field, as that was more an E3 that time, I think. So 2 throwing errors have been very costly for Pecos, as that was a very, very effective fastball by Ryan Stevens, the catcher, gunning it down to Samuel Robertson at first. Robertson's a big kid. Hard to throw it past him. Goes into right, though, and now both runners are in scoring position, second and third, with Snyder, the lead runner, at the hot corner. Next pitch comes in. It's going to be strike 1 called to Drew Shaver. 1-1 is the count with 2 away. We've got Snyder over at third and Cody Plowman out at the Keystone. Gonzalez has the signals from his catcher. Stretch connected on. There's a little looper. It could drop, but the third baseman will pull it down for out number 3. And nicely so. Those are some of the hardest catches to try to even think about pretending to make. They're infield pops. And the third baseman, Seth Olgain, caught it like he'd been catching them all his life, and he probably has been. So, the League City Wildcats, nevertheless, in their inning, but have a very productive one at that. 3 runs are produced. No hits. 2 young men are left on board. We have gone through 3 complete innings of play, and the score has increased to 4-1. League City leading 4-1, but they're 1 hit behind Pecos. Watch this Pecos team now. They are not hitless. Oh, you've got to say God bless the American Legion. I'm telling you, in every respect anyway, God bless our veterans. But they're getting out here and doing the windows for us and everything. This is awesome. I was just about to get out there and do it myself, or have Mr. Mason get out there. Mason is our crackerjack engineer and does a wonderful job. Thank you, Mason, for the excellent work you're doing. Charles McCullough here with you, CMC Communications Broadcasting, as we thank our sponsors, who include the Cake Lady Bakery over in Friendswood. Phone 281-482-3072. Grant Gerard is the owner, carrying on a 40-year family tradition founded in 1974. Make that 42 years. The Cake Lady Bakery, 281-482-3072. And it's classic Chevrolet Sugarland. Come on down, 59 South Exit 90. Classic Chevrolet Sugarland has the Chevrolet you're looking for. Your Chevy First Team dealership. Yes, Chevy First Team pickups are back. And Mark Collin, Dinosaur Don Kerstetter have what you're looking for at Classic Chevrolet Sugarland. Stepping up to the plate is going to be Alex Gonzalez. And he will hit a little can of sweet peas over to short, and he is retired. Quicker than you can say, cmcbroadcasting.com.
Now batting the center fielder, number 6, Alec Arcides.
That'll bring Alec Arcides to the plate, the center fielder, who hit a slow boat to China over to first and was retired by Gunter single-handedly in his first plate appearance. And stepping up at the plate, Arcides batting up in the 6 hole. First pitch will be a called strike one off of the very capable arm of Plavonic. I'm going to tell you something. Plavonic eyes the signals from Demicola catching tonight. Here's the rock. Inside fastball. It'll be just a little bit up out of the zone. Inside for ball 2. 2-1 is the count with one away. Demicola with the signals. Dealing from the deck is Plavonic. Down low for ball 3. Plavonic has a little bit of that tendency, too, where he'll kind of fall behind the count, but then he'll just fight like a lion and bring it back. 3-1. Big kick and pitch. That's going to be down low for ball 4. A little bit of kind of an interesting play of analysis between the first 9 batters he faced, then going into the second team bat around. Struck out 4, gave up only 1 hit and no runs in the first 9 he faced. A little bit of a checkered record in the second team bat around. He's given up 2 hits, a walk, no strikeouts, and 3 healthy groundouts and pop-outs. As he throws over to first to try to nail Arcides, or at least send him a postcard, let him know he's thinking about him. We've got Ryan Stevens at the plate now, struck out in his first plate appearance. Let's see if Plavonic can get him to wear a 2 strikeout collar. Here's the pitch. That's going to be strike 1 called, indeed. 0-1 the count. But the good part of the ledger for Plavonic in that analysis is that his offense has really had his back, scoring 3 runs on no hits in the bottom of the last inning. Swung on. That's going to be a slow roller over to Snyder. Guns it just effectively over to Gunter at first, 5-3. To retire Stevens, Gunter thought about possibly turning it into a 1-3-6 double play to nail Arcides. You sometimes see those happen, but unable to do that at this particular juncture. So Arcides winds up at second. And stepping up to the plate is got to be Mr. Brian Bippert, who fanned in his first plate appearance. On deck is Chris Soto, the left fielder, who had a comebacker to the mound in his first plate appearance and was retired. Eyeing second, eyeing first. Here's the pitch, upstairs, ball 1. So Plavonic has fallen down the slide just a little bit. Nothing serious. He's totally in control of his game. I'm just saying he's a little less effective a second team bat around, but it's his offense that sparked up and had his back. So League City, nonetheless, still leading by the score of 4-1. And we are in the top of the 4th inning of play. The game is kind of moving right along in a 9-inning affair in American Legion. High school 7 innings, regulation 9 innings in American Legion ball. Here's the rock heading down to third. We're hitting a run. Infield pop. Coming over to pull it in will be Rain, and that'll be it for the Pecos Outlaws in this top of the 4th inning of play. No runs, no hits. 1 young man left on board. And we're going to move to the
There were no errors and one man left on base.
bottom of the fourth inning of play, and the League City Wildcats will bat up their 9-1 and 2 holes, 1, 2, 3 spots this frame. Home run, David Reina. And then Austin Adams in the 1 hole and Jack Kelly in the 2 hole. And CMC Communications Broadcasting proud to bring you American Legion State semifinal baseball from right here at Mallory Field, the home of Brent Konefke's Clear Creek Wildcats. It is 4-1. League City Wildcats, we like to call them, post 554. As we thank our good friends who make our broadcast happen, Karen McCorkle, Farmers Insurance, phone 281-488-2712, Home Life Health Fire Auto and Texas Windstorm. It's Karen McCorkle, Farmers Insurance. Farmer is the superior symbol of service, and Karen McCorkle, Farmers Insurance in Clear Lake. Cars by Fitz. If your car dealership is giving you fits, the bad deal, giving you the runaround, kind of not being direct and above board, I'll tell you what, go over and see James Fitzsimmons and Keith and all the staff. We're right next door to Clearbrook High School. Cars by Fitz. And we'll get the job done for you. It's got to be Alan Franks and all the staff of Crazy Alan Swamp Shack. Crazy Alan Swamp Shack, where every Friday and Saturday night we've got live entertainment to go to the best crawfish in Texas, and we're right there at the Kemah Boardwalk. Okay, for Lake City now, we bring you home run David Reina, who last night really was putting on a hitting fiesta. Struck out in his first plate appearance here, and he's got a 1-ball, 1-strike count working on him now. Gonzalez with the next offering down low for a ball. So 2-1 is the count. Sun just beginning to set here at Jim Mallory Field at just after 7 o'clock in the evening. CMCBroadcasting.com. Ryan at the plate represents the conclusion of the second team bat-around for League City. That'll be a called strike two. Better to make a good decision slowly than a bad one quickly. That's what I like about Rick Perkins, our home plate ump. He's calling a pretty Jim Dandy fine game. Twin deuce is the count, 2-2. Here's the rocking pitch. That'll be inside for a ball. And we've got a full count. Gonzalez is still out there on the mound for Pecos. And here's the pitch connected on. 9-iron golf swing. That is a fair ball. Dancing like a bug on the rug down the left field line and into foul ball territory. Or did they declare that a foul ball? Okay. Well, he's coming back, David Reina, to resume his plate appearance. That sure enough looked to me like it was inside the third base bag, and then it just cut right a swath over toward foul ball territory, but I'm assuming foul ball. So 3 balls and a stay alive, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Reina, a bug killer, slapped over to short. Sidearm throw, 120 feet over to first. Finally retires Reina. He's been getting a workout over there. Nate Martinez. There have been 2 throwing errors from short to first, one by the shortstop, the other on the reception end by the first baseman. That time Martinez successful to nail Reina. And we take you to the top of the order with 1 out. And Austin Adams, who is 1 for 1 officially, or 0 for 1 officially, he grounded out to second in his first plate appearance and walked in his second plate appearance. Here's the pitch down low for a ball. Blowing outside. So 1-0 is the count. If League City can win tonight, they will go to the final tomorrow, connected on. Bug killer, this time slapped over to second, 4-3 ground out. That's the second time Austin has grounded out to second, and nicely fielded over there by Lance Watson, the second baseman. And now we bring you Jack Kelly, who ripped a very powerful rope into center his first plate appearance and was retired with a big can of corn. And then was hit by a pitch in his second plate appearance and reached. And now is stepping in with a 1-0 count. Gonzalez moving quickly throws his next offering, which is ball 2. Same spot, down low, out of the strike zone. So 2 balls, no strikes to Jack Kelly. Harrison Dinicola, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout, is on deck. Down in the hole, Jordan Gunter, who's 0 for 2, but he's tagged the ball a couple of times and reached on a 6-2 fielder's choice in his last plate appearance. We've got 2 away. Here's the stretch and pitch coming in. That's going to be a little bit outside and ahead of the plate for ball 3. 3-1 is the count to Jack Kelly. Kelly scored also after having been hit by a pitch, both Austin Adams and Jack Kelly, as Kelly is going to walk again. Now he's technically still 0 for 1, but he's had 3 total plate appearances. Second plate appearance, he was hit by a pitch, and he wound up scoring.
Catcher, number 25, Harrison.
And that was in the bottom of the last inning where the League City Wildcats brought in 3 runs on no hits. Now he's on board again, and with 2 outs, League City will try to do the 2-out tango and see if with just 1 out remaining on this offensive ledger they can bring in some runs. They have a tendency to do that. Connected on, and we've got a long fly ball out to center, no problem. That'll be out number 3. It was a right at him that time, but he just about got all of it. You have to really mean business if you're going to punch it out of center field here at this ball yard, because we go about 390 in dead red center with a pretty good maroon monster out there. We're about 50.